So we're here today to talk about the other parts of Begin. The original initiative that we discussed last time was the affordable housing concept. And we know going into this that without workforce development and transportation, just affordable housing does not put a person in a place to be successful.
Especially here in Berkeley County, given all of the prosperity that is here and the opportunities that exist for so many of our residents, recognizing that shelter is only one component, we need to make sure that we're providing opportunities for all of Berkeley County to enhance their skill sets and be able to take advantage of some of these employment opportunities, as well as making sure that there is infrastructure, a way for those who may need a hand up and consistent transportation getting to and from work.
So where do you see the areas where Begin is going to serve the greatest impact, and what types of workforce development are we working towards?
Well, Begin is focusing on rural aspects of northern Berkeley County, and we've highlighted five areas that we feel has the right cross-section of demographics, population, and those who meet certain income levels. And so we're looking at the areas of Cordsville, Alvin, St. Stephen, Cross, and Long Ridge. And in these rural areas, these are strong communities that have many community leaders who are working to enhance and provide opportunities for their residents. So now this will give us a chance to work alongside of them and help to provide the resources necessary to realize some of the promises that they hope for in their particular communities.
And the different types of workforce development, what do you see those as being the first few or primary that we'll focus on?
Well, looking at Berkeley County and the industries that are moving in here and doing an analysis of job opportunities, we see a couple core areas. One is in construction, looking at all of the housing developments that are being brought to Berkeley County. There are so many construction jobs that are available, and so we want to be able to equip people to prepare them and give them an opportunity and exposure to construction jobs, clerical administrative jobs. Healthcare is huge in Berkeley County with the incoming hospitals, new hospitals that will be here. Also, equipment licensing. We have so many of our industrial partners who are looking for people who are licensed to drive forklifts, scissor lifts, all types of industrial types of equipment. So those would be some of the key areas that we initially begin to bring to these rural communities in terms of workforce development and training.
That's awesome. And prior to that, will there be any training for work keys or entry-level development up to a certain level of education? Are those things that Begin is also going to focus on?
Yes, Begin is focusing on beginners. The great thing about Begin is that this workforce development component is not a brand new component. All of these initiatives are collaborative efforts with so many of our partners. Currently, there is an initiative by the Chamber of Commerce, Berkeley Career Express, that focuses on providing opportunities for GED, work keys training, soft skills training. And so Begin is not looking to compete with or to eradicate that initiative. It's actually how do we come alongside and enhance that so that along with those core elements, we would then be able to build in the curriculum for particular industry training alongside of those of that program, already existing program. So that's what Begin is all about.
Well, let's talk about the transportation component. There are some routes out there. There are some services for folks out in Berkeley County, some in rural areas. What do you see the difference in Begin and those initiatives being, and how do we separate ourselves from that?
Again, Begin is always looking to complement what is already there. We have Tri-County Link that services much of Berkeley County and in the rural areas of Berkeley County that we're seeking to target. However, their routes are pretty limited when you compare that to opportunities for employment and different shift hours. And so Tri-County Link currently has one route that runs in the morning and one route that runs in the evening. And so if you have a 3 p.m. shift, it is difficult to count on Tri-County Link to provide transportation unless you actually take the morning route, and find something to do throughout the day, but then you still will find difficulties coming home in the evening. And so it's trying to eliminate that. And so for Begin, our plan will be to utilize in partnership with Council of Governments and their need to address transportation issues in rural Berkeley County is to look at more shuttle van model. And how do we build routes and find ways to utilize community centers and churches as potential stops so that people can find consistent routes to and from work that are running all day long so that they can have consistent access to transportation.
Well, and as we know, transportation in the Tri-County area is a huge issue. And I think the focus for Begin, as you said, is to begin to look at doing this in rural areas so that it happens while it's still a rural area. The forecast for transportation coming out this way is 30 years down the road. Yes. And at that point, it will no longer be rural areas. It will be developed areas like Charleston and North Charleston. So we think this is a tremendous opportunity for Berkeley County and especially for our rural residents. Our hope is that we can get partners to come alongside of us, and partners like we've created with the county, with the town, with anyone who has an interest in serving those who are in the greatest need in Berkeley County.